Let's start with some keys to victory for both teams. Looking at the Chicago Bears, in my opinion, they have to increase their rush attempts this week. Last week, we saw them throw the football 40 times against the Atlanta Falcons, despite the success they had on the ground. You have to dance with the person that you brought to the party, and we saw last year that the Bears were able to run the football effectively, and we saw last week that they were able to do the same thing. Don't overthink it. Run it until they stop it. Defensively, up front, it's about collapsing the pocket around Jameis Winston. Winston has terrific pocket presence, so you can't allow him to move within that pocket and find space to throw the ball downfield. The pressure has to come from within while you contain and collapse on the outside. The goal is to smother him in the pocket and put him on the ground. In the secondary, it'll be about winning above the rim. The Bucs have two strong deep threats in Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson, and when you look at the Bears, they know they'll get tested vertically down the field, and they'll have to perform much better this week as opposed to what we saw them do versus Atlanta. For the Bucs in this ball game, I'll start on the defensive side of the ball, and it's about pressuring Mike Glennon. He's not the fleet-footed Jameis Winston, despite running about the same speed, so I would expect a lot of blitzes coming off the edge with corners or safeties, or green dog blitzes coming from the second level. Either way, the quickest way to throw off the timing of an offense is with quick pressure. The Bucs will also have to play great perimeter defense if they want to have a chance in this ball game. The Bears do an outstanding job running off tackle and attacking the perimeter of a defense with guys like Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard. If you allow Chicago to get the edge, they can pick up yards in chunks on the ground. Offensively, I believe it simply boils down to Jameis Winston protecting the football. The saying goes that the same things that can make you laugh will make you cry, and if Jameis tries to do too much in a non-important situation, or even a critical situation for that matter, they won't be playing winning football. The biggest X factor in this game for the Bears will be the play of quarterback Mike Glennon against his former team. He should know most of that personnel very well and should know how to attack them in the passing game. Last week, we saw him throw the football 40 times, and quite honestly, he did a great job being efficient and distributed the football to many different targets. But critical situational football is where he has to improve. Third down offense inside the red zone. He has to play a better game this week versus Tampa if they want to be victorious. And for the Bucs, I look at running back Jacquizz Rodgers being the biggest X factor. We know they're going to be without Doug Martin for the first 3 games of the season. He was coming off a stellar preseason performance in each and every one of the games that he was able to play. Jacquizz Rodgers is now going to be the starter, and he has a great opportunity to provide balance to this offense. If he can do that, the Bucs will win this game. I like the Buccaneers in this ball game. I just think they have way too many matchups on offense that they can exploit with that Bears defense. They can spread you out and attack vertically. They can play the intermediate game. They can even run the football with Jacquizz Rodgers. So I think overall their offense will pose a lot of problems for the Chicago Bears. Now, the good thing for the Bears is that they faced an offense similar to this last week against Atlanta. The difference is I think the Bucs defense will be vastly improved this year. They'll be a much better defense as far as turning the ball over. I think they'll have a big day versus Chicago.